everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Becky and this is Brea Makes Art, and today I'm going to be playing with modeling paste. I went to Joann's a couple of weeks ago. They are unfortunately going out of business, but fortunately for me that meant that things were on clearance. I got an Arteza kit. It was this texture paint kit, which I will show opening in a little bit. I've already opened it up and kind of played with it a little bit. So here we are, this is the box, and it opens up and there's a nice little instructions in there. And I've already opened this up and looked inside, but we got one tub of modeling paste. We got a silver, a bronze, and a gold tube of paint, acrylic paint here. We got a couple of these little texture things. I don't know what to call them. A nice palette knife. That's the word. Nice palette knife. A couple of paint brushes, a tiny little palette, and looks like 2 canvases. And that's all she wrote there. So I think the first thing I want to try here is just, I want to see like the consistency of this modeling paste, and I want to see what happens if I toss a little bit of ink on top, if it kind of spreads through or if it just sits there, that sort of thing. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this modeling paste. It comes in a little squeezy tube, which seems kind of, I don't know, doesn't seem like it's a consistency that would work for that. It really just kind of looks like gesso to me. It's probably thicker than that, but it's thinner than I thought it would be. There we go. Now we got a little coming out. So I'm just going to drop a little bit of ink onto there and see what happens. Boop. Okay. It just spread out like you would expect kind of on paint. It mixes in nicely. This is definitely thinner than I expected it to be. I thought it would be a thicker consistency. I don't know why, I just did. So let's try and make a nice red modeling paste here. That really quickly eats up that color. And it seems the ink really thins out the modeling paste too. So maybe using ink to color your modeling paste is not the best course of action here. So I just wanted to kind of play with this a little bit and see, get an idea of what this is like. I'm going to, I've got this little wooden palette here. I'm just going to go ahead and try and put some on here and just see what it's like. Okay, it holds its shape pretty well. Okay. Let's just go ahead and put all of this on here. It feels like I'm working with frosting. That's kind of the consistency I'm getting, is kind of like a buttercream frosting. And let's go ahead and try scraping this. Okay. Well, that's kind of fun. I like that little texture there. This time, instead of using the ink, because it did kind of thin it out quite a bit, I'm going to try using some acrylic paint here. I've got some red acrylic paint here, so let's go ahead and put some of that in there. See, I think this will allow it to keep its texture a little bit better. Wow. The red acrylic really stays very red. It didn't like pink out like this, like the ink that did. It really is still keeping it quite red, whereas the ink kind of ended up more of like a purpley pink, and this is more just a very light red. Huh. Okay. This is messy, 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 messy. Okay, first impressions, it's very messy, which, you know, is not surprising. I could see it being kind of fun to play with. I'm just kind of playing with it, see what I can make happen here. I mean, it's kind of fun. This kind of reminds me of a knit sweater a little bit. Okay, so I think what I want to do is I want to take one of the canvases that they gave me here that says texture art canvas on the bottom. I'm going to color the gesso and put like try and do like a nice dark kind of green background on here, and then just do like a bunch of flowers, like textured flowers on top with the modeling paste and see how that goes. I think that would be fun. Okay, dokie, so I left for a few hours and let the canvas dry, and I think you can see that we've got some different colors of greens for our background here, and I left this one dry as well. It is not dry yet. It is still kind of tacky on the top, so this is going to take a while for it to dry. It's good to know. Okay, I'm hoping this will work pretty well. I've got my little easel, desktop easel thing here. Here's the palette that it came with, modeling paste, and I've got a couple different colors of acrylic paint here, and I'm just going to mix up a little bit of one color and put it on there, and a little bit of different color and put it on there, and so on and so forth, and then just kind of see where we get with that. So I'm gonna scrape a little bit off here because I don't want too much on there to try and do a petal. So what I think I saw people do was just kind of that. Yeah, that works. Okay, cool. Excellent. So now I know how to do it. Let's just get to it. Let me put this over here. And I'll pop this back up. Whoops. Hello. Here we go. Pop this up so you guys can see what I'm doing here. And just grab a little bit of the modeling paste mixture and just kind of make a nice little petal. Well, that's not a very good one. I assume I'll get better at this as I keep trying. I hope I get better at this. That one's good. I think getting the right amount of modeling paste on there is important. And I think I might come back later and put in some kind of gold or yellow in the middle of them to kind of give them little centers. That's a cute little petal. Doing some of these different angles is kind of hard. That's kind of a goofy looking one, but that's alright. That might be easier that way. Going from the bottom of it. Okay, well that's all that color. And then let's move on to the next one. Alright, I'm going to try to mix up a little bit less yellow than I did the kind of purpley color there. Because that was a lot. It's a nice bright color. That'll look really nice against that green again. There's definitely a skill to this that I'm starting to learn, but there's a technique of how much paint to put on and how to actually apply it. And yeah, there's lots of factors that go into it to get it to look just right, just the way you want it to. And I'm still not quite there yet. I'm working on it. That one looks kind of good, I think. Alright, I think I'm just going to do white modeling paste for other flowers on here and then call this good. This isn't quite turning out the way I thought it would. Oh, it's interesting. It's fun. It's just kind of fun to play with. It's interesting. I feel like I want one more color or something on there. I'm not sure. Maybe just some green leaves or something. Let's give that a go. It's very minty. Kind of like the leaves. Ah, I'm making a mess. I guess I forgot to stop you. I'm going to play with this pink now. Okay, I think I need a little bit more green. I'm going to go darker green this time. And just put some more just random leafy shapes around the background. And then I think it'll be done. I mean, it's a different shade of green. It's not what I was going for. But I think I just put too much of the modeling paste down, so I don't want to keep... Oh, that's actually nice. I like that. As I think I said at the beginning, I have never used modeling paste before, so this was my first experience with it. It was a lot of fun to use. I really enjoyed it. It felt like being a kid again and just kind of playing with something new and not really caring too much about the result, because I really didn't. I was like, you know what, whatever happens, happens. If it's good, awesome. If it's bad, whatever. It was just something that I wanted to try, and this was my first experiment with it, and it is not very interesting. It is really just kind of a big gloppy mess on the canvas, but I learned a lot about like how to use it, how long it takes to dry, kind of how thick you can put it on, what happens if you put dye it with ink versus dyeing it with acrylic, that sort of thing. So this was just like, hey, let's just go ahead and play. I have a whole bunch of these, so I wasn't terribly worried about using one up for this. Then I went ahead and made a full-on painting, and this is what I ended up with. I think it's pretty cute. I like all of the little flowers on there, how much they pop off the green background. I wish the variation in the green that I had put on there had shown up a little bit more, but it's fine as it is. I like that it's dark enough that everything else kind of pops off, and I really like that you can see that texture of the flowers, and then the gold acrylic on there is not textured at all, so you get kind of some variety of some things are textured and some things aren't. I think it really needed that like a little bit extra oomph with the gold acrylic, so I'm happy that I did that. I'll probably end up putting this on the wall behind me at some point just because it's cute, and it will look really cute back here just on the wall. A little pop of color. Is this something that I would use again? Yeah, probably, especially if I'm just looking for something to play with, kind of low pressure, low stakes, whatever. This was a lot of fun. Like I said, I felt kind of like a kid just playing with stuff just to see what would happen, and that was a lot of fun to just do something that was very low pressure and just very kind of childlike play. So I'm glad that I bought this. I will definitely be pulling it out again at some point in the future. It is not my medium of choice, that I know, but I will say that if you are at all interested in it, I would go ahead and take a peek and see if you could find some of the modeling paste on sale or something like that and give it a try. Make sure you have a palette knife, because you're going to want one of those to mix it in with any paint, and it's really good for applying it to your canvas. Doing the flowers to start with was a really good kind of first go at it because doing the petals was relatively easy. Some of them turned out better than others, so it is a little bit of a learning experience in terms of getting those petals to look right, but it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. Think about subscribing, and I will see you again next week. Bye.